If you've been paying attention, and I know many of you have, what I'm going to tell you next is not going to come as a surprise. Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter was supposed to be a game changer. He painted this grand vision of a free speech platform that would revolutionize social media and bring everybody together and make the world a better place. It hasn't happened. Twitter, now rebranded as X, has devolved into a toxic echo chamber of right-wing misinformation. And the data that we now have shows that it is driving users away in droves. I want to walk through how it all happened because it's really a masterclass in bad decisions. Musk's first big move was to slash the content moderation and to bring back a lot of accounts that were banned for, you guessed it, spreading lies, harassment, hate speech, bullying, etc. Elon called it free speech. In reality, it's a breeding ground for chaos. As I've said before, the concept of free speech is an important and a great one. When you exist solely for free speech, it's almost always code for, I'm defending really shitty speech that is hurting people and is deceptive and is inaccurate. That's usually what they mean when they go, our number one goal is free speech. Like if I tell you, what's the number one goal of this program? It's not this vacuum of free speech that means nothing. If you ask me, what should be the goal of Twitter? It wouldn't just be the abstract goal of free speech. It would be create functional and productive conversations about the issues of our time while also being entertaining. If you said, come up with some kind of mantra for Twitter, that's not what it is. And the result was predictable. Misinformation exploded. The platform became almost unrecognizable to anyone who wanted a normal social media experience. If you were looking for credibility, you were not finding it on X. If you were looking for reliability, you were not finding it on X. If you wanted conspiracy theories, anti-vax rants, Elon Musk certainly had you covered. This was not just a bad look for users. It was really bad for advertisers. So this is part two. Slash the moderation. Now what happens to the advertisers? Companies, understandably, didn't want to spend money to have their ads sandwiched between QAnon propaganda and an anti-trans tirade. We experienced this erroneously during the 2017 adpocalypse, where like one ad for Coke showed up on like a white nationalist video. And then YouTube said, we're done with ads on news and politics. Now, of course, that was 7 years ago. It's since recovered. So what did advertisers on Twitter do? They left. And that's when the financial problem started. X's valuation plummeting by more than 70% since Elon Musk's buyout. So while Elon Musk continues to tweet like everything's fine, the financials are a disaster. But the most telling sign of how badly this experiment is failing is the users leaving. People are leaving X for platforms like Blue Sky and others. I like Blue Sky. That's why I talk about it. Blue Sky's base has exploded. It's doubled since October, now more than 25 million users. And of course, that's like 10x what it was before. Why is Blue Sky doing so well? It offers a better, more civil experience. There are a wide range of political opinions, but when a real troll comes on to just bully and attack people, they get banned. And I prefer that over the cesspool that X has become. Other platforms that maybe aren't as good in some ways are still seeing growth. Mastodon is seeing growth. Threads is seeing growth. So it's not a trend, it's a movement. It's away from X and towards just about every other platform on a percentage basis, significantly towards Blue Sky. The reality is that Elon has turned X into a right-wing propaganda machine. And that appeals to some people, but it's a smaller slice of the population that you might think. It's alienating people. And news is no longer breaking on Twitter anymore. I think it's important to recognize in this situation that to us who spend more time on these platforms, we sometimes get sort of like an inflated sense of how important Twitter is. But it is true that there was a point where Twitter was regularly breaking major news. The platform once hosted vibrant global conversations and generated, as the first place for news regularly, stories of global importance. That's not happening anymore. And the irony, is that Elon Musk promised to make Twitter bigger and better. It's smaller, and it's notably worse. This is what happens when you take a successful platform and decide, I want to disrupt rather than to have stability. Instead of focusing on making Twitter work for its users, Elon Musk has made it about himself and his ideology, artificially promoting his tweets, and people are leaving and advertisers are leaving. The money is drying up. And this so-called everything app is really circling the drain. The bigger question is, where does it go next? Can Elon Musk reverse course? It doesn't seem like he wants to. He seems happy with what's going on. He seems content to double down. And the evidence is mounting that it's not working. If you're still on X, the message is you're not going to get the old Twitter back. You're going to get Elon Musk's version of a free speech dystopia. So was Elon Musk's Twitter takeover doomed from the start? In a sense, it's not just a story of failure, it's a warning. I do think it's important in general to have a healthier social media diet, spend less time in general on these platforms, try a curated list of people that you're following. And I say this at my peril. I will remind you, January 1, we will have a one-day membership special. If you're thinking of becoming a member, you can do it on January 1st at a sizable discount. Just get on my newsletter at davidpakman.com. You'll get an email on the 1st telling you how to take advantage of the special. Quick break, right back after this. There are two big problems with the cheap plastic disposable razors. 2/3 of people have skin irritation, and then over 2 billion plastic razors enter our landfills in the United States alone. Now, our sponsor, Henson Shaving, solves both problems. With the plastic disposable razors, you have unstable blades wobbling around as you shave, which causes the irritation. It's like if you were cutting something with scissors or a knife and the blade is wiggling. That's what's happening to your face with the cheap razors. So here's the solution. Razors produced by Henson have a blade that extends only 0.0013 inches past the shave plane. And that means no blade movement, more comfort before and after shaving. This is something only Henson can offer because of their precision manufacturing shop that also makes aerospace parts. Plus, the only part that you replace is the blade itself. The razor will last you a lifetime. Better for your wallet, much better for the planet. It's time to say no to subscriptions and yes to a razor that will last you a lifetime. Go to hensonshaving.com/DavidP to pick the razor for you and use code DavidP to get a free shave cream with your razor. Just remember to add the shave cream to your cart. The link is in the description.